right, everyone. So welcome to another episode of Faith in Home Buying, where I love equipping people of faith for the home buying process. And it's super special today because I have a special guest, Roxy Medina. And I mean, look, I don't know about you, but I am so here for when God like guides and directs you and in places and opportunities that you never would have thought would have existed, had you not, number one, stepped out on faith, two, stepped outside of your comfort zone, maybe a box that you've been put in, three, just had the courage to just do an ask. And it's special today because I do a lot with social media, and I go from Instagram to TikTok to Facebook and beyond. And when opportunities like this and stories like this come through, I really think it's something that I need to share with other people, that helps with the process to understand that it doesn't have to be as traditional as you think that it does. And as long as you're willing to think outside the box, as long as you're willing to reach out and really ask God for guidance and direction, you'd be surprised in what areas that will come up, and what people that you'll meet. And so that being said, Roxy, can you say hello?
Hi, hello everyone.
And so Roxy is she's technically a client of mine. And we're going to get into talking about social media and the power of it. And God, it doesn't matter the medium. It doesn't matter the situation. What's for you will come to you. And especially if you've been asking for guidance and direction through, the unction of the Holy Spirit, or just through just prayer. And so, Roxy, thank you so much for, just agreeing to come on and agreeing to just share your story of home ownership, which in a lot of ways is untraditional. And so tell me a little bit about just home ownership in your family, like how you even decided that home ownership in this season of your life, COVID and all, was going to be something that you wanted to pursue.
So I was really skeptical about doing this process because, the whole COVID situation. And then since being a first-time home buyer, I didn't know completely what to do. I was lost. I was like, am I even doing this right? I didn't know anything. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go for it because, my family's growing and we lived in an apartment. So I was like, I need to get out of here. My kids are at the age where they are, want to play outside and want to run around. So I was like, I need to go for it. I need to go for it. It's time. I think it's time. I prayed about it a lot because, like I said, it was my first time. I didn't know. I didn't have the guidance either. So I was like that support guidance, from my family. So I'm like, I need to pray about it. And if it's meant to, if Jesus wants me to get it now, I'm going to do it, and I did it. I got my first home.
Yeah, and so to give people some context, so I met Roxy through a TikTok live at that.
Right.
Let me do a little plug. So real estate underscore T is my TikTok, is my username. So if you're ever on TikTok, please hit me up, say hi.
Yes.
But at the time, I was doing a lot of creator, I think, business and doing a lot of creative videos. I just got really busy, need to go back to doing it. But I did a live at the time, and I'm not sure exactly what I was talking about. I think it may be about HUD homes. I'm not sure. One of the TikToks that I had done, or just talking about home ownership. And I happened to be answering questions. She happened to be on asking these questions and engaging, and I was answering the questions back. Tell me about that. Like, so why TikTok? Because if anything, like, most people look at TikTok and they think like, okay, we're looking at funny videos, having some fun stuff, that I do, but but why the medium of TikTok kind of got you interested in reaching out, even asking questions to me?
So I felt more like more comfortable with TikTok asking questions rather than Instagram. And then you're live, so you're able to read them and, respond, you know, to the comments. And I feel like honestly, TikTok is like a really big social media platform right now that, just I feel like a lot of people learn from TikTok, like learn how to cook, they learn tips of
Hmm.
a lot of different things. So that's why I picked, I felt
Yeah.
comfortable with it.
Well, see, and I think tells a lot, just like with people, right? You'd be surprised, like social media, and this is one of the things I want to highlight. Like social media it can be a negative in a lot of ways, but it can be actually a really good positive. And I think that the God that we serve, is big enough to use TikTok, not only to bless people, because I think there's a big, platform on Christian, values and things on there, but just to educate and to understand and to meet different people. And why not? I think when I did it too, I don't do it that often enough either. But when I did the live, I noticed that you were engaged, and so this goes out to anybody that's out there and they think homeownership is place that they want to pursue, but asking questions and being inquisitive and really honestly utilizing the mediums that God gives you. Believe it or not, if you remain open, you remain receptive, you'd be surprised what comes on the end of that. Because when we talked, online, and I said, "Hey, look, you asked me, do you have anyone in Chico?" And I'm thinking, I don't have anyone like I don't work in Chico, but I do have a network of people that I can search out for you and help you out. And if you're really serious about it, DM me on Instagram. And so, just to let you know, Instagram is Tamika Ellsworth, just whatever. But I said, DM me, and you actually did. And so those are the ways in which I know that, okay, this person is really engaged. They're really wanting information. How best can I serve them? And so, we reached out, and just mind you, please, we're going to have another special guest come on and on the next segment. And you guys, I had no clue that these individuals were believers, are people of faith at all. I really prayed and said, "Okay, God, we need a hookup here. We need to hook the right buyer and the right agent up so that we can accomplish, in a lot of ways, what is a miracle." And so we'll have Brent McCarthy. We'll have him on the next segment. He'll say hi. But when you reached out, what was that like? Explain kind of like the process. When I said I'd get back to you and I have an agent for you, did you really think that I would come through? Because it's you know what I mean? Like it's you put it out there, but it's like, is she really going to come through? She doesn't know me.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's how I felt. I was like, no, she's not going to get back to me. I'm like, I lost hope. Honestly, I did. I was like, no, she's not going to help me. Like, I don't know her. She doesn't know me. She lives in San Jose. I live here in Chico. Like, it's not going to happen. So I was really like so happy that you got back to me and told me, hey, I found someone. I was like, what? Like, I thought it was so crazy that you were able to even find someone, here being so far, honestly.
Right. But have you tried like before, or?
No, well, I actually was looking around. I did had found a lady, I forgot her name, but she was also like like she was far away too. So she wasn't, I felt like she didn't really help. Like she practically told me, you find the house, when you find a house, get back to me. And I was like, well, how am I going to find one? I don't know how to find one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
No, but that makes a huge thing because, and this is to the listening audience. Remember, there's a lot of people that were just like you and are just like you, thinking that there is no hope, honestly, not knowing like if there's any realtor, especially as a first time home buyer, like, oh, they're not going to want to work with me in like, an area because, I may not have a pre-approval, or I, may have a lower price point than some other people, especially in
right,
particular areas, and they don't want to work with me. So there's a lot of timidity that comes with that. And I'm thankful that you did reach out. And I'm usually the kind of person, not usually, like all the time, really. Like if I say that I'm going to do something, I'm going to do something. And I think that's going to speak to somebody, like, let your yes be yes and your no be no.
right,
If you are going to do something, have integrity about it. And I was going to do that because I really did feel that, okay, she took the step to engage. I'm going to take the necessary steps that I need in order to make sure that she's connected to the right person that will eventually take care of her, because I don't give referral like out. I don't do that really often, especially if I don't know the agents. And so that's why I know that, coming up in our next segment and speaking with Brent, that's all a God connection, because I find out later on, actually before the show, that he's a believer, and that he's a faith realtor, and I love that. So next, we are going to have all three of us on connection, and we're going to talk about just the experience overall, especially him as a realtor in a different area, coming in and having someone that he has no clue he's about to connect to home ownership, and how that was on his end. And I think for the listening audience, you're going to get some really great insight on when God moves in the lives of agents in this industry, and also buyers, that it really is far more than what you think. It's just so much more in the connection and how it does. So stand by. This is Faith in Home Buying. This is Tamika Ellsworth. I'm equipping people of faith for the home buying process. Stand by. All right, back again, doing my favorite thing, equipping people of faith for the home buying process. And thank you for joining us again. Remember, today I have my special guest, Roxy Medina. She just got her first home. And I'm super proud of her, not only for reaching out through the power of social media, TikTok to be exact, and then Instagram as well. But she reached out, and lo and behold, probably about a month after or so of reaching out, she ended up getting her first home. And I wanted to make sure I highlight that, but also highlight the agent on the other end. So I don't work in Chico, California, but this agent does. Brent, could you say hello to everybody, and what and where do you work out of?
Hello, good morning. Thanks for having me on. So I'm out of Chico, California, which it takes me about 3 hours, almost exactly, to get to watch my Giants in San Francisco. So,
Yep.
so just a little north of you guys. So thank you for having me on, and I appreciate the conversation.
Absolutely. And he's out there with Caldwell Banker. And I'm telling, hey, Brent, real quick before you even get into it, would they contact you? Whether it be social media or a phone number, just in case they have some folks in Chico that are looking.
Yeah, so I have some social media. I believe in it as you do. I haven't gotten into TikTok. I heard your previous segment. I need to look into that. I thought it was all dancing
You
videos, so
should.
I wanted to work on my dancing skills before I open an account. But I do have an Instagram page of Brent McCarthy Realtor, and then a Facebook page. So I do a lot with those social media programs. But yeah, I'm gonna work on my dance moves and start a TikTok.
How can they contact you if they don't have a TikTok? Is there a phone number?
There is. So my cell phone number is 530-228-1232, and
Excellent.
text call anytime.
Excellent. I just want to make sure I put that out there, just because, in this form, and just even as a business, I don't think we do enough of that. I don't think we do enough of just referral business and networking with other people in other areas. And as I've talked about in the first segment, Roxy talking about just reaching out during social media on TikTok Live. And then all of a sudden I said, okay, Lord, I need a realtor out there in Chico that I can contact. And lo and behold, you happen to be a person of faith. Didn't know that until maybe about 30 minutes ago. But tell me about the process when it comes to you, like you as an agent, on getting referrals and how you do business, especially with those that you don't know. And I uniquely told you how this contact came to be.
Yeah, so it's really important, especially in our area, to get referrals from agents out of the area. We are not in a large city or a large area such as the Bay Area. We don't have people constantly coming in for those jobs and things like that. So a lot of our business is a college. We have a wonderful college, Chico State here, so we get a lot of college kids coming, parent investors purchasing homes for their kids to go to college. So a lot of our business does come from referrals out of the Bay Area, Southern California, and even other states. So it's really important for me to promote myself on places, Google, social media, where I can open myself up to where people can find me to send those referrals, kind of talk about myself, let people know about my faith, about my likes, dislikes, interests, and who I am as an agent and as a person. So it's very important in my business. And this was an awesome transaction. I want to thank you, because not only did you find me in the process, which of course I love, Tamika, you did things a lot different. Typically, agents from out of the area give me a referral and I never hear from that agent again, right? And then 60 days later, 30 days later, hey, where's my money type of thing. They're looking, to a referral. Tamika was involved through the process. She was texting me every 10 days or so. Hey, how's it going?
Just a second.
Yeah, and making sure that Roxy was taken care of, which I really appreciate, because like I said, a lot of people just Google first realtor, send them the lead and walk away. So it was kind of nice, especially for Roxy, to kind of know that Tamika was paying attention and was going to slap me around if I wasn't handling.
Well, that was important. Like even now, like I don't just, hey, you come to me as a client, and I always have this thing, like, if obviously, if you come to me, if you're important to God, you're important to me. And I, yeah, you're right. A lot of times you can just send them off and just be like, okay, forget about it. And, when the check comes, it's all good, and I don't like doing that. Even with new construction, I don't even do that. I'm still calling them, still constantly on, just because I think it's all important that, for instance, Roxy, she came and she reached out to me specifically because she felt comfortable with me. So I got to make sure that she's feeling comfortable with whoever I'm handing her off to, and that they're really, because my name's still attached to it, right? And I still want the end result to be the end result, which it is. So tell me about your, just the process of finding the home, Roxy. Like, how, you guys didn't look for a long time, right, Roxy?
We did not.
Yeah, like, so it went, when you saw the house that you're in now, like, how did you feel? Like, was it like, this is the one?
Yes, this was the one. We did see 2 other houses, but the first one, someone else had gotten it before us, so we missed that one. And there was this other house, but I was so like undecided which one, because I really like both, and I was like I like this one because it's like brand new, barely built. Everything's brand new. It's nice. It has a big front yard, it has a big backyard. That's the main thing I wanted. So I was so undecided, and I was like, I prayed for it, and I was like, you know what, God, if this is my house, this is gonna be my house. So yeah, we decided this one, the one that I am right now. Yeah.
That's awesome. God was like, yeah, I'm going to hook you up even with pretty much a new house, a completely remodeled. Brent, you can give a little bit more context to it, right? So this was it on the market, off the market? Something, it was really unique about this one, right?
Yeah, so from what I'm hearing, it's similar to the rest of the country. There's not a lot of inventory in
Right.
Chico. And so when Roxy came to me and she has her price range and we're out there looking, and 75 houses on the market total, when there should be closer to 300, which is, kind of healthy in our area.
Right.
We really started doing some digging. So Roxy had a few that I kind of drove by, gave her my input. And then thinking about it, I had a builder who I've worked with in the past said, I'm remodeling this house. basically from scratch. And if you have a buyer, I'd rather you just sell it off market. So as you know, sellers in this day and age like it to come to MLS because there's that potential for 24 offers and 500,000 over asking.
Right.
But this guy was actually, I mean, going back to the faith, he was actually very cool, didn't want that, didn't want to be greedy. When I told him about Roxy's situation, Roxy's family, Roxy's price range, it all kind of fell into place. And he goes, that's my buyer, let's make it work. And so we were able to put it together off market, which was nice. It wasn't yet completed. So we kind of got to watch the finishing touches go on it. There were some things that he wasn't planning on doing that he did just because it was Roxy and it was a family moving in there. It was a first-time home buyer situation, and so I think he threw in some grass and kind of made things work for the FHA loan that isn't that easy.
That is a key as well, you guys. Like, don't think that it's just conventional. I hate to cut you off, Brent, but that right there is huge, Brent, because most people think I got to put 20% down in order to get a house in this market.
And on an FHA loan, it's really nice because the seller does need to be involved. You may not always get the brand new house. You may have the chip paint. You may have this.
True. So
when the seller's on, kind of on board and knowing what they have to do and being reasonable and wanting to help, it just kind of makes the whole, piece, the whole pie come together and work out.
Exactly. I didn't hear about the whole, story, but just even hearing that part, I'm just like, I'm still floored. I'm still blown away that, miracles, I consider them miracles in a lot of ways because it goes against the grain of what traditional real estate looks like and traditional buying looks like. And I'm always floored and always in awe and always amazed at even just stories like this, especially that come from a way that's and it just shows that, no matter what the situation, God can move. He can move through a computer. He can move through social media. He can move through a whole nother realtor that's referring another person. And so Roxy, just in the last closing, like maybe the last 30 seconds, what can you give to somebody right now going through what you were going through? How can you help encourage them to take that next step?
I say having a lot of faith. Faith is the number one key in the process of buying a home because it is a stressful thing to do in your life. But I feel like once it was over, I told myself, I was like, wait a minute, this is easy. It's not hard. It's just having that faith and having that positive mind that it's doable. And I'm so happy because I want to be able to encourage my family and friends that you can do it. And just have faith in God and always pray to God that, give you the strength and the wisdom, because not knowing what to do and not having those, that like, hey, this is what you need to do. It's not easy, but I'm just so proud of myself. And I honestly did it for my kids because my mom didn't give me, a house. I always lived in apartments. We lived in trailers. We lived in garages. And I told myself that I'm not doing that to my kids because it affected me. But I can say that it was a good experience to have that because now I have that motivation, to give my kids better, always better. And I want to tell everyone that if I did it, you can do it too, even better.
That's right. Oh, it's so great, Roxy. Oh, it's so good. You guys just don't.
It's just the beginning. It's just
yeah.
Brent, any last words for just maybe to some agents, just to give them a little? We have probably about maybe another 40 seconds or whatever. But any insight to any agents, just that you want to leave them with, or home buyers?
No, I think that the market is tough right now, and I think just going going for those deals, going and talking to people, doing a lot of networking. Things will happen, and having faith and just praying and giving thanks and grinding every day, can make it happen, not only for buyers, for sellers, but for us as agents. Just going out there and not stopping and wanting more for yourself, more for your family. And the deals are out there. We have to go out and find them. And it's awesome. So I'm happy for you, Roxy, and thank you for having me on. This is amazing.
Awesome. Well, thank you all very much. We probably went over, but that's okay. Thank you all very much. Again, this is Tamika Ellsworth, Faith in Home Buying, equipping people of faith for the home buying process. You can catch me 408-561-7922 or on Instagram, Tamika Ellsworth, and TikTok, real estate _T. Thank you so much. God bless.